Last night, we almost lost the entire greenhouse. This shut down our entire nutrient system. If we don't get it fixed today, I'm going to lose everything growing in here. The nutrient tank is contaminated, the pump got flooded, and right now, I'm hand watering everything just to keep it alive. So today, I have to clean all the mud off the front sidewalks. I have to pump out 1,200 gallons of river water, clean and sanitize my nutrient tank, and try to save my pump and somehow get my system back online. It started with non-stop rain, 4 inches in less than 24 hours. And being down here in the valley next to the river, the water just kept rising. Last night the flood was so bad that the water actually came in underneath my end wall, brought the mud in with it, went down my sidewalks and contaminated all my gravel and went all the way down to the nutrient tank. At first I thought the water just came in from the end wall, but as I walked down the sidewalk, the river flooded and it backed up into my greenhouse all the way up to that flag. And my nutrient tank is 10 feet behind me, so that made it closer to the river, so it was underwater. So my biggest concern back here is my nutrient pump, because part of it was underwater. And if it doesn't come on, I'm in really big trouble. My original plan was when the water table went down, I was going to do a total nutrient tank clean, get all the algae out, get all my return lines clean. But I'm going to have to do something today to get back online. And thankfully, my sump pump is working and it's keeping all the groundwater away. But I'm afraid to let my nutrient tank go bare for very long because we're supposed to get thunderstorms again today at 4 p.m. And if the thunderstorms come and my nutrient tank is empty, this thing is going to pop out of the ground and that would be a total disaster. So this is what worries me the most. It's all the river water in my nutrient tank, because who knows what kind of contaminants and pathogens are in here, and I do not want to pump this up to my plants. Well, let's check and see if the pump works. I want to make sure the water doesn't go to my plants. So I'll turn this valve off, and then I'm going to open this one up so it recirculates. We'll turn it on and pray it starts up. Let's turn on the pump and see what happens. It's working! Oh, thankfully. So I'm going to turn this valve so the water pumps out of the tank. Well, this isn't good. Something's wrong with the pump. It's really shaking. Well, we have to turn it off, unhook it, take it up because we think something's in the impeller. I pulled the old pump out that we used for the first 5 years of the greenhouse operation. If I remember right, it probably needs a new seal. So I talked to Doug and he said I should take out the impeller housing, the cover over it, and I may be able to see what's wrong with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Oh wow, this looks really bad. Look at all that sand in there. Really needs to be cleaned up. I think I'm going to go get Doug. Have this all cleaned out so there was nothing stuck in the impeller. Kind of scraped it and got it back together. So I am thinking there's a foot valve in the bottom of the tank. I have a feeling that is going to be clogged up with mud. Well, the pump sounds a lot better. Cleaning out the impeller and getting the junk out of there made a big difference. Now it's just emptying out the tank and get the silt out of the bottom. Wow, this water is so muddy, I can't even see the bottom. Well, while the nutrient tank's emptying out, got to water my plants again. I think this is about the 15th time. But it's fine. I'm keeping everything alive. Well, I know I'm not supposed to use tap water in my plants, but you know what? It's all I have and it's keeping them alive. So what I did is went through each one of the channels, lifted it up a little bit so I can get the hose in there and give them a little drink. Like I said, this will be my 16th time. It's a little messy. But it's working. These guys will perk back up in like a minute. Now it looks like there's something clogged up on the intake foot, so I have to go get my little grabber thing that I can reach down in there. It's like 3 feet long and I can get any debris off of it, so hopefully then the pump will run a lot better. So I went up to the head house and got my new grab tool. I had another one, but it broke. This guy's a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit harder for me to reach all the way to the bottom, but I was able to pull out the roots that were on the foot valve. So now I'm going to take my hose and go ahead and start rinsing everything down, fill the tank back up, and empty it out one more time. So I had a filter net on my return line going into the nutrient tank to catch any roots that may escape while I was harvesting, and I saw that it had a hole in it, so that's how the roots got in there. So I've got to replace that, and then make it a lot easier. I don't have to reach into the tank and pull out anything. Let it fill up a little bit and then we'll turn it back on. Can you hear that? It's raining again. Oh. This is the third flush of the nutrient tank. So after I get this one done, I'm going to let it fill all the way up with the water and let the pump recirculate because there's so much chlorine in my water that it gets it to dissipate. So I'm thinking it'll probably be about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. I can turn on my bellows and get the nutrients into the tank, and then I should be back into business. Well, this isn't the way I wanted to spend the end of my day. But if I let it sit any longer, it's going to be turned into a real big mess. But you know what? I'm getting all wet. So I think I'm going to do this barefoot. Let's go ahead and set them up there and so I did put a little Dawn soap down on the dirt. It's making the greenhouse smell nice and clean. Well, not out of the woods yet, but everything is up and moving. So I think I'm going to end the video here. And like always, please leave me comments, questions, and suggestions down below. And I'll see you guys next video.